People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, in relation to Arsenal versus Liverpool, or Liverpool versus Arsenal, I know we'll be playing them in the Cat Yarabel Carling Cup to me on Thursday. Today, I know we played them on Monday. I know I normally bring out the tactical review straight after or a day tops. I know this is an extremely delayed one, and I know a lot of you, I always see the comments, where is it, man, where is it? I apologize. As you lot know, there's been some technical difficulties with my equipment and whatnot. I'm now back able to edit temporary basis, renting a MacBook / using somebody's that I know. Well, not somebody's Mac, I can actually show it to you. It's probably mess up the green screen now, but a HP thing. Thank you for all the GoFundMe donations. We're in the process of upgrading the thing. Now, in relation to Arsenal versus Liverpool, I got to start off with Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, I've got a lot of time for him. He is a bad loser, but he is a good loser. But he's a good guy in football. He's not, he's a fair man. Obviously, he has his opinions. He's at least in relation to Arsenal. Anytime he's been respectful of the club. He's very fond of Arteta. He's very fond of our players. The way he talks is like an Arsenal fan at times. And I've got a lot of time for Jurgen Klopp. I think he set his boys out superbly. I think when you look at the last two games we played against them, I won't say they struggled against our press, but our press was a reason to winning at the Emirates. At the Community Shield, it could have went either way, but I felt they could have done better. I feel they pressed us very well. I feel their game plan was spot on. I feel their fullbacks were amazing. Their centre-halves were equal to everything. Robertson made a mistake but fixed up. Alisson didn't have anything to do. The performance deserves a clean sheet, but they messed up for that. They pressed us into mistakes. They forced us into errors. And like I said, I believe on one hand, Liverpool was superb. Purely a 10 out of 10 performance, and they were great and whatnot. But I'm not going to lie, I do think Liverpool, on one hand, that they were in third and fourth gear. Third and fourth, that would be proving the logic. They were in first and second. I don't feel they were at their best necessarily to beat us. I feel as good as Liverpool were and the game plan and the quality players, I felt we shot ourselves in the foot. Firstly, for me, after watching that game a couple of times now, I feel, give credit to Liverpool. The golfing class between the two teams is amazing and the rest of it. But you've got to believe you can win a game of football before you can do anything. By that logic, Liverpool wouldn't have lost to Watford. Watford believed they could beat Liverpool. Obviously, there was external factors, but they got a positive result. At the Emirates and in the FA Cup, Community Shield final, it looked like a team that could comprehend. Liverpool got some bad boy players. They're a better team than us. They're ahead of us in their development, but we can still do this. I saw that. People wanted the possession. People wanted to try the difficult pass. People would make a mistake and then forgive themselves. People stood up to be counted. To be fair, I think, you don't know me, I'm a fair man. I think specific to the game on Monday at Anfield, I don't think that was there. We looked defeated. We looked way defeated before Liverpool scored their first goal. The only praise I have for Arsenal was the first 10 people. First 10, Liverpool should have shut out the game, but we was hanging on a bit, we was doing all right. It was difficult to break down. We sort of locked it down of sorts. After that, we went down the toilet. Yes, we scored a good goal and whatnot, people. But other than that, I think every goal we gave to Liverpool. Liverpool, if we lost on Monday, I wanted it to be a thing where, boy, they've got Mane, they've got Salah, they've got Firmino, and they all had a part to play in the win. But did they show why these lot of household names in the Premier League, or necessarily why Liverpool are Premier League champions? Or did we shoot ourselves in the foot? We handed it to them. We didn't believe in ourselves. We had a defeative complex. We were poor in many aspects, second best in many aspects. Before you talk about Liverpool, you got to talk about what you did. And do I feel we went out there, done our best, and it was a thing where Liverpool were the better team? On many hands, I believe that. But on the other hand, I believe there was more to. We was lacking a lot. It was a bit like Man City away from home after Project Restart last season. They scored 3-0. They were perfect on many aspects of that game. But those 3 goals, did they have to show why they're quality players and bought for how much money for a collective outlay, or did we hand it to them? We did, and that was more of the same, people. It was more of the same. The first thing I actually want to speak about is Liverpool's press. Liverpool are going to be the blue, we're going to be the red. Liverpool, you can at least give us that, considering the fact that you lot beat us, people. But you saw our back five in possession. You got Leno, you've got our centre halves dropping in, you've got our fullbacks. We couldn't get out. We couldn't get out. And I think there's 2 reasons for that. I think you've got to be a bit brave. You've got to have bravery in possession. But their press was amazing. You had their front 3 pressing. You had their midfielders pressing. Their wide men were high anyways in Robertson and Trent. So we couldn't get out. We're playing hot potato. And how many times did you see them pick our pocket in our area or on the edge of our area? Let's put Xhaka here as well. Xhaka was guilty of it a couple of times. times, pick his pocket and have some efforts and some heart-in-mouth moments for Arsenal. Their press killed us. But to be fair, we were playing out the back team. We've done it against Liverpool before. If it was just a one-off and it's one of them things, it's one of them things. But we couldn't get out, and that was a big issue as to why we were struggling. I think our front three did well in the first 10 to kind of hold shape and press. But after that, they were quite anonymous. I feel Aubameyang didn't really help Maitland-Niles and Tierney enough on that side, man. I think he was a bit too narrow. Again, it looked like he was told to be narrow by Arteta just based on the positioning. But you could see things. There was several things scaring me very early on, people. Assuming I can find all these dots and whatnot. There was things that were scaring me early on. First, we're going to focus on Firmino. To do that, we might as well remove them and add some midfielders. This is what was scaring me, people. And if I just use... Our strikers will be out of the game for a sec, people, yeah? Our strikers are out of the game for a sec. I just want to focus on our midfield and our defence, yeah, people, yeah? This is something you would see. Xhaka and El Nene. One of them would press, one of them would sit. For me, there was one man, you know. Firmino might not score the goals of Mane and have the aggression and tenacity of Mane or Mohamed Salah, but he's got terrific movement to go with a bag of other technical great skills, sound skills. He was getting into space way too easy, way too easy. He was really smart. He's doing what Firmino does. He was dropping deep, getting in between these lines. I've watched the game a couple of times. These lot are not aware. And he's just dropping in and he's picking up little pockets of space. He's floating about. Firmino did a madness. If we make this Mane now, Holding new. He's played against Mane before. Mane can take you down there and twine you up. But Mane's trying to get in here. Mane's trying to start his run in between you lot because Bellerin's out the game and he's trying to come inside. And I think Holding did okay, but Mane was running riot. In fact, there was an incident that really annoyed me, people, because when you mention Liverpool, you mention midfield runners. You mentioned midfield runners. A lot of Liverpool's attack, or probably the bulk of their play, came down. I know Robertson scored down the left, but I think they were threatening down our right-hand side, people, sort of thing. And they were presenting issues. There was one moment, you know, when Leno made that bad boy save to Delay Mane, you could see that whole thing developing, people. And for me, it was a tricky one because, you know, you saw him make the run. The play's going on whatever there. He's made the run. Who is aware of Mane? Who's looked over and followed him? Nobody's followed him. He's literally just went bang. And he should be scoring because Mane is a quality player. But it's these things, you know. Follow your runners. Be brave in possession. Game management, because we took the lead under some mad circumstances when we didn't deserve to, you know. Many teams will, against Liverpool or other teams, it'll be exactly a game like that, but they'll take the lead and they'll walk away with it. So our game management to comprehend we're not starting well, let's fix up. We've taken a lead, let's hold it. We've conceded more or less instantly after conceding, people, after scoring, apologies, people. They broke in numbers. Like I said, they broke in numbers. Liverpool done very well to discourage that counter attack against us as well, people. The one time, ironically, it looked like we beat their press. We scored, people. It was about 12 passes I counted before Robertson tries to clear it or whatever, and he scruffs it, and then obviously Lacazette puts it in. That's the one time we beat their press. That was the one time Liverpool did not press us as Klopp probably told them to. And we scored, people. You know, in the second half, Liverpool were going to get that third because, again, the same cracks were appearing. But it was poor, people. 1-1 was terrible from us for several reasons, people. It was a terrible goal to concede, people. And I actually took a picture of the TV, so I might actually have to do that to make sure that I say everything I wanted to say, people. But it was terrible. It was terrible, man. Like it showed what everything you're saying, I've been saying, and you lot know that we shouldn't be doing. Track your runners. There's play down our left hand side. Out there, right, as you lot already undoubtedly know. Now, technically these are not to scale, so let's just put some midfielders there. Let's say Xhaka was there. We don't need our front three. Let's use, okay, that's Keita. That can be Keita, that can be Salah, that could be Mane. Yeah, that could be Mane. That can be Holding and Bellerin. That could be Mane. Alright, cool. This goal annoyed me, people. Firstly, like I said, game management. We should not be ahead. Liverpool have been on top of us, you know. So how are you conceding? Like, where's the if you want to win a league title, stay in the league, get top 4, do any of these things. You have to be in these difficult moments and see them through. So for Liverpool, it's great. They retaliated quickly, and on the balance of things, that first 20, they should have killed this game. It should have been a cricket score, but we took the lead, whatever in it. We didn't deserve it, but it happened, people. And this goal was a very poor goal for me to comprehend. I couldn't understand how, you know, ignore the example and just focus on the player I'm about to move, people. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he probably was there the whole game in our half. You know, he's a top assist creator for their team. Don't allow that sort of thing. They were building down the right-hand side quite a lot, our left. But to comprehend exactly what I'm talking about, yeah, this is poor from us. You know, you've got Keita. Let's say David Luiz stepped in. You've got Keita in between Xhaka and David Luiz, people. I thought it was a foul, ironically, from Keita in lifetime. So I must have been tweaking. But there's 2 men. None of you are able to bring him down. Now, he's a strong lad, but you've got to bring him down. You either make that foul or retrieve that ball. Failed to do such. It's fell to Salah. Again, not to scale people. It's fell to Salah eventually. And Tierney's messed himself up. He's overcommitted. By then, Salah's read that. Remember, Salah's left-footed on the right-hand side. He's clocked that, and he's come in. Tierney's made a mess of it. Tierney can't bring him down. It's a penalty. It's going to make our job tougher. Obviously, not to scale. Let's just put Bearman in the box. And, oh, sorry, people. Let's not move anything right now. So I'll move people. And Tierney's over there. Louise is there now, people. This is Bellerin. This is Bellerin and, not to scale, but this is Bellerin and Holding. Obviously, Salah sold him a dream. Leno has saved it. Leno should be doing 10 times better. If you go and watch the replay, Bellerin, he did well to get quite narrow, but he's not aware of it. His shoulders, him and Holding. Mane's just got in between of those. Leno's made a poor save, you know. On reflection, it's a poor save. It is a poor save. You know, he's palmed it into the task. Follow your runner. Nobody did. He scored, you know. He's tapped it into an empty net, and they all count, you know. And that's why Mane is a good player. But that goal was terrible for several reasons. Leno, poor save. Tierney, overcommitted. For me, Xhaka and Luiz, you've got that's the main. I'm not saying they're any more to blame or any less to blame, but that's the main issue. Stop that before it's happened. If you're gonna win the ball, win it. You know. So that was a bit of a shortcoming. Again, the second goal was a bit more of the same. Liverpool put us under sustained pressure, and admittedly, to make sure I give you lot everything I wanted to say, I'm praying that goal again, people. But yeah, people, again, not to scale, but the play is down the right-hand side. You notice how I haven't focused on showing the whole team yet, people. Which we might as well do now. Put everybody in there. Let's go with Laka. Let's go with Oba. Put their 3 Donnies up there. And they had their 3 midfield. Now, just a bit based on Aubameyang, yeah. He was a bit too narrow, and I think it was allowing Trent. I don't think he defended good enough in that game. Not just him, but the whole team, really. But, you know, the goal came, 2-1 came from this hand side again. It's lovely play from them lot, people. Again, it's down this, not to scale, but again, it is down, it's a case of not tracking runners, people. Simply not tracking runners. At this point, we're under sustained pressure. You know, Liverpool are more or less in our half. You know, you've got Salah, you've got Trent, more exaggerated would be there. That's their front 3. You know, you've got Trent was there, you've got Robertson there, sort of thing. I'm missing someone else out, so let's say their front 3. Well, their back 4. Where's the... I've lost one while talking, people. I've lost a defender while talking. While talking, I've actually lost a defender. No, I ain't. I'm bugging out. So now we can put Trent over there and Robertson actually there. I thought I lost the coin. But what annoyed me, people, was we're under sustained pressure now at this point. The ball's eventually, again, I don't need to spell it out to you, but just go and watch the game again. The ball's eventually gone inside. And it's just a case of, again, Bellerin's actually done well to tuck in. But it's not that he's over-covering. He's just not aware of what is going on. And it's just a case of Robertson, you know, Williams, to be fair, Williams more like here in real times, yeah. William could do better to track him. Bellerin could be aware. But again, not following your runners. Not following runners, not being aware. He gets a goal. He makes up for his mistake, people. Simply put. The third goal is probably... And let's do it in the other net to kind of symbolise the second half, people. That goal was just poor. I believe Yotta's handballed it. I'm not going to lie to you lot, people. I think Yotta's handballed it. But it is what it is. First and foremost, again, not to scale, yeah. We'll leave the back 4 and just say this is Ceballos. For me, Ceballos has done poor. You know, again, he's not a defender, but I think it was from a corner. You know he's left-footed. You know he's left-footed. You know he wants to bring someone in. Not just a bounce, but someone should read that. You can see Trent. Now, we've all watched Trent for a number of years. You know he's a lovely crosser. You know he's in crossing territory. You know he wants to have something to say in this game because he, via a deflected shot off Bellerin, he almost scored. So I think someone could have read that better, read that effort a bit better, people, yeah? They really could have read that a bit better. No, but somebody should have got out there. Somebody should have got out there, people. This was where Jota was. But it didn't happen. You know, Sabas hasn't done good enough. It's gone back to Trent. Trent's whipped it in. Eventually, it's been cut out. But for me, you know, midfield runners, why is there a free man on the semicircle? We could talk until we're blue in the face about Jota, who will probably start today, about Jota scoring and handballing it and whatnot. But he's a free man, essentially, people. He's a free man. He's got time to sort it out. It's 3-1. It's game done. There were several reasons as to why we lost that game, people. I think, like I said, it was too easy. It was way too easy, you know. And obviously Luiz lost out to Firmino as well in a couple of incidences. There was a couple of nervy things on the goal, on reflection of the goal again for David Luiz. But it's not a game to single out individuals. No player covered themselves with any real glory. You know, it was a poor collective team performance. It weren't that we, you know, we was what the Arsenal we've been accustomed to for ages, in that, you know, we got smacked up, we were rubbish, we were this and that. I just feel, you know, we weren't as good as we have been against Liverpool. Yeah, we can talk about their game plan and things, but I feel we defeated ourselves before the game played. I think we respected them way too much. I think we weren't brave enough in possession. If a mistake happens, it happens, but let's try it. I think our midfield got eaten. You know, I think we didn't learn, you know, Liverpool's an open secret. Liverpool's game plan was superb, but you know their fullbacks, you've got to stop them. You know, if you cannot look over your shoulder and you can't see Mane, you're in problems. So as much as I think Liverpool's game plan was quality and they're an amazing side, and you know, it was probably the best 45 minutes, well, 90, but 45 minutes in particular for me to watch from a Liverpool team. We shot ourselves in the foot, you know. We gifted every goal to them, you know. We failed to hold on to our lead, you know. Game management, we conceded very quickly after taking the lead. They equalised. In fact, their 2 goals must have been in 7 or 8 minutes. The only positive I can find is I felt we was okay for first 10 minutes. We were hanging on. And the goal apologies, people, and the goal we scored, the one time they didn't press us, yeah, it's not the prettiest one, and it probably won't be in any Arsenal highlights reel, but it showed what you can do when you're a bit brave. So we were the architects of our own defeat. We had a defeative attitude. It didn't look like we believed like we did at Wembley or like we did at the Emirates. So it is what it is. But congratulations to Liverpool, because when I disregard Arsenal, their game plan was superb. They forced us into mistakes. They set up traps. You know, their fullbacks were lively. Their centre-half spent the day just you know, being ball-playing players. And Arsenal barely tested. We scored a cheap goal we shouldn't have scored. There was one incident, Leslie Lacazette actually should have scored, but there was one incident we did very well to press Alisson, or I think Lacazette did, and it looked nervy. So if you did that a bit more frequently, what would the game have looked like? But there's no ifs, buts, and what about and what ifs. We can only deal with the facts. We lost 3-1. We've got a difficult week, you know. We've got to play, you know, we've lost to Liverpool. We've got to play them again today. And we've got a Sheffield United side on Sunday who, you know, it's tough, always tough playing against them. Their seasons have been a bit shaky. And if you're looking at any team to want to get your season back on track, sadly, people are looking at my club. So we've got we failed our first test this week. We've got two more tries. So let's hope for more positive firstly today, and we'll speak about the Sheffield game when it comes. But yeah, like I said, apologies for the real delayed response in this. You lot know I'm good for it. It'll be back to normal now, business as usual. Thank you for watching, commenting, and obviously in relation to the GoFundMe stuff I've set up, thank you very much for your donations. It means the world. And if not donations and whatnot, thank you for the energy and support you lot give me. You keep a guy going. You have no clue what you do for me, people. On that note, people, stay safe till we buck up again. DG.